Hey guys, this is Mr. H. Hey, this question, I saw this question on the Algebra 2 Regents exam, the August one, August 2026, and I thought it was interesting because I've never seen, excuse me, I've never seen a summation where they ask you to solve for X, and I thought it was interesting. Now I'm going to do it two ways. I'm going to do it algebraically, and I'm also going to show you how to use the calculator. I think to me, the calculator is probably the best way to go, but you won't get full credit, so you have to be able to do it algebraically. Some students, if you understand summations, then this is not a very difficult question, but if you struggle with summations, and a lot of students do, they get confused with what's going on. This might be a little bit more difficult, but I'm going to show you. I'm going to start by doing this with the calculator. So first thing I'm going to do is I am going to go to the main calculator screen, and then I am going to use insolve because this is a one variable equation, and whenever you have a one variable equation, you can always use insolve. So I'm going to go menu 36. And now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to type in this summation equation with the equation. All right, so here we go. First thing, if you go to the key next to the book, it has a summation symbol, and you're just going to type in all of the relevant information. So this is A and tab. It starts from 0 and it goes to 4. Okay, from 0 to 4. And then inside, it's going to be AX minus 3. Now, remember, whenever you put two letters next to each other, you got to put a multiplication symbol. Then I'm going to put the X. I'm going to put minus 3. Minus 3. And then I'm going to get outside of there and I'm going to say equals 5. Now, whoops, not 8, 5, 5. And then you have to put what variable you're solving for, comma, and I'm solving for X. So I put X here. So this is what you need to do. In solve with the summation symbol from A to 4, from 0 to 4, make sure there's a multiplication, and then set it equal to 5, press enter. It says that the answer is 2. So I can come here and down at the very bottom, I can write X equals, actually, I want this to be red. I want it to pop. X equals 2. Now, here's how you would do it algebraically. Summations just mean wherever you see the letter A, um, you're going to plug in a number, and you're going to go from 0 to 4. So the very first one is going to be 0 times X minus 3, and then it's going to be plus 1x minus 3. Then it's going to be plus 2x minus 3. Then it's going to be 3x minus 3. Then it's going to be 4x minus 3. We're going to total that up, and that's going to be equal to 5. And then we got to solve it. So we're going to have 1, 3, 6, 10. So this is going to be 10x. And then we have 5, negative 3, so that's going to be a negative 15. And then this is just a basic linear equation, right? So you move the plus 15, or you move the minus 15 to the other side by doing the opposite. So this is going to be 10x equals 20. And then you divide both sides by 10, and you get x equals 2, which is what we already know the answer to be. So this is algebraically, and if you understand summations, it's not that difficult. So basically all I'm doing is wherever the A is, I replace it with 0 first, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. And then since this is a summation, we're going to be adding all of these together. And we got 10x minus 15, and that total, that sum is equal to 5. And then you solve for x, and it's just a basic two-step equation, I guess. Yeah, it is 2 steps. All right, so that's it. I thought this was interesting. As I said, I haven't seen a summation equation on the Algebra 2 exam. I don't teach it on a day-to-day basis, but I do have students who will sometimes come to me with some questions, Algebra 2 questions, and I've also tutored Algebra 2. So it's just nice sometimes I'll just look to see what the test looks like. But anyway, that is it. If you have any questions, if there's another question maybe on the Algebra 2 exam that you'd like explained, or I guess one of my favorite things to do is I like to go and find out if there's things that are on the calculator that will help students answer questions that might seem more difficult than they are. All right, so if you have some questions and you're like, Mister, how can I do this? Is there a key on the calculator that'll help? Send me a question and I can tell you probably within a couple minutes whether or not it's feasible. All right, I'm going to stop and I'm going to post this.